Okay, so here's some bonus tools. The first one is, as you might suspect, about practicing on an acoustic guitar. So, and if you're mainly an acoustic guitar player, you already do this, so you might skip it. So skip this advice. But for us who mainly play electric guitar, it's really helpful to work on whatever we have problems with on an acoustic guitar. So if you find some specific thing that you have a problem with, take that pattern or exercise or whatever and practice on an acoustic, and it forces you to slow down, and you really can, you have nothing in between you and the music, so to speak, because it comes directly from the instrument, so you really have to focus on being accurate. So no distortion to help you, and no compression from any amp or anything like that, and also thicker strings and all that stuff. So and it's really helpful for legato and things like that. So that's the first bonus tip. And again, it's don't chase the final tempo on this guitar, on the acoustic guitar. Instead, use it as a sort of like don't want to say weight training, because I don't think it's about the physical aspect that much, but just think about it to be more accurate. And because playing legato on a acoustic guitar, it's actually more about being more accurate than necessarily having to use more force. So I'm still relaxed here. So, and the same thing with picking, so, and sweeping and all that stuff. So so that's highly recommended. And tip number 2 is to practice hands separate if you have some real problems with something, just to see what's going on. So let's say you have problems with the thing we looked at in the speed burst video, this one here. Try to make sure that you can play it hand separate, and not necessarily with legato like this with the left hand, but you can do something like this, that you dampen here, because if you don't, it sounds like crap. So, and try to, so it's more of a rhythmic thing here, so you don't have to get a super strong tone. I mean, you can work on that as well, but since we're simulating playing with both hands here, so you don't have to push down that hard, but you want to make sure that you can hear the rhythm of the left hand. So like that. So, and you can use all other tools as well here, so maybe work with the accents. So 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1, and so on. And even speed bursts you can do, like and things like that. So you can try all the other tools out on just one hand. And the same thing with the right hand. You analyze what you need to do. So here it's 3 notes per string. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So you have down up down up down up down up down. So, and the original phrase that we looked at before was in 16th notes. So 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1. And like I mentioned in the planting video, you can, this is a good thing to use the planting. So since you don't have to worry about getting ahead with the right hand and getting out of sync. So And when working on that, you can just hold down whatever you want in this area so you get the same tension. So maybe like like in the planting video, really try to get each note as short as possible. So and another thing you can do with the right hand, if you find that you have problems with a certain pattern, in this case we had 3 notes per string, you can come up with other exercises that uses the same amount of notes per string. So you use the same picking pattern, but you might not use the same left hand pattern, just to get some variation when you practice. So that's tip number 2, to separate both hands. And yeah, again, you can use everything that you used for the left hand as well. So you can use the accenting and speed burst, anything really. So that's tip number 2. And tip number 3 is to record yourself while practicing, either audio only, but it's even better if you can do video as well. And just your phone is good enough, and it's probably the most practical, because you can just record yourself, shut it off, and look at it right away. So, and what do you record? Well, anything you want really, but if you're sitting around and practicing something specific, let's say speed bursts, if you record yourself, you probably will be kind of surprised how different you sound and look compared to how you think you sound and look. So it's a good way to at least make sure that you're on the right track when you record yourself as well. Especially you can find timing issues, and maybe you're sloppy, you don't even think you are sloppy, because we use so much, especially when we're learning, we use so much brain power just to get our hands to do what we want. So it can it can be hard to keep focus on what the actual sound is, but that's also a practice thing. So the more you record yourself, the more you can build up that awareness even while not recording yourself. So, but it can be shocking at first, so be prepared and don't get depressed. So that's tip number 3. So yeah, just a little bonus. So hope you enjoy this, and good luck.